We apologise for the poor effort in posting in a week or something.
A week.
How long? How long is it?
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We call it 10 days.
No, it's not. It says it's literally 14 days. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We apologise. A lot has happened. But one thing we do know, and one thing that hasn't changed, is Arsenal sit top of the league. So we will start the podcast by going into that. And I did actually want to reference something because we've had lots of chats off cameras, hence why we haven't recorded for a while. And
Chaz, this has been brewing for me. Yeah, I've been waiting to get my little.
I'm worried. I'm worried about what you're about to say.
You shouldn't be worried. You should be ecstatic, mate.
So, I did a poll after having lots of chats off camera, and it went a bit like this. So, effectively, the question I'm trying to pose to you two is: I'm personally getting slandered for saying Arsenal won't be in a proper title challenge. Let's say after 30 games, Arsenal are ahead or within 6 points of Man City. Will they be there after 30 games?
Within 6 points.
Huh? What do you say, Ollie?
Within 6 points.
Yes.
Yeah, or ahead. Yeah, obviously. Because what I'm trying to say is
Ollie doesn't want to put his balls on the line. He don't want to do it.
I deem like the 30 game mark well into, obviously way into the season. And yeah, I gauged it on a little bit more of we need to be the last sort of 8 games within that sort of section to call it a proper title challenge.
I'm so sick of Arsenal fans hiding away and shying away from it as well. It's the thing, like, you've got to own it. You've got to own the position.
No. Because I know what this guy does, right? He wants me to say, yes, we're going to win the league, and it all comes tumbling down.
But you lot acting like you're fucking manager. You're saying, one step at a time, one game at a time.
Exactly. Mentality. That's what.
Listen,
Mikel, my man Mikel says, one game at a time. We're just.
Ollie, is that the same man,
Mikel? The same guy, yeah. My man, Mikel.
Yeah.
We're having a laugh. You slating him for years.
Come on, Ollie. You're supposed to be
right. So
giving us some content.
I can't say it'll be 6 points. I don't think it'll be that tight. I think.
So you're not going to be in a title race. You're saying
that's not a proper title race, in my opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. And I know you can go, 29 games, but I'm just hitting a marker. 30 games, we have to be within 6 points, if not, in front, to call it a proper title challenge, not just a title challenge, proper.
Fine. Right now, then, if we can make it to the World Cup, still top of the league. That
doesn't change anything in what my question's saying, though.
Wait.
30 games.
Let's be honest, Chaz. You are going into the World Cup in and around.
So I think for us not to be top, we'd probably or within say 6 points, we probably have to lose all the games till then.
I think we can. I think we can if we add a few in January.
Ollie.
Without the help in January, without the midfield backup, without someone else on the front line. I think we'll fall away at the end of the season. If we get that, then I think, yes, we can sustain that title challenge.
Ollie, when you deep it, you're going to be in January, the new year, like top or second. When you think about it, the World Cup, by the time the World Cup finishes and you come in, that's impressive. Like, that is serious.
It is impressive, but that's what I mean. Like, because the problem with Arsenal right now is depth, although you could have that. I was listening to Michael Richards on Sky Sports saying about how if we had a few injuries, we'd be a bit fucked. But yet we've had Partey out at times. Zinchenko's missed about 3 games. So we haven't been fucked in those circumstances. But it's after the World Cup when those games start coming at you like nobody's business. I think we will need extra bodies in there to be able to sustain that title challenge. But I think that's also the right thing to do. Because if we're in that position, we may as well put our best foot forward and actually stay in that position and give it all we've got.
But Ollie, do you know what it is? You know, when teams have previously won titles before, normally it's because they've been lucky with injuries. So like their squad doesn't really get injured too much throughout the season. And so far, so good, obviously, with Arsenal. You've had a few injuries, but nowhere near as many as other teams, for example.
No, but I think the point was put out that if we lost Jesus, Partey, and Zinchenko, we wouldn't be able to sustain that title challenge. And I kind of looked at it like, okay, yeah, but if City lost Haaland, if City lost Rodri, and if City lost
Cancelo,
why is that so much? Why is that different? Because who they're bringing in they haven't got a backup striker. They haven't got anyone to replace Rodri.
Yeah, they do. They have Phillips. They have Phillips to replace Rodri,
I suppose, but he spent most of the time injured out anyway.
No, I know, but he'll be back. Has he even played a game for them yet? He's not even played a game
for City yet. I don't think
so. One thing you have to, and I know Nick probably half disagrees because he's predicting Arsenal in a good way.
Well, let me. I'll get my point when I need to get to it.
The point is, regardless of the things, because I could say, you know, City can win games without Haaland. I think we'll struggle with Partey, whatever. But a big thing in what he's probably trying to say there is mentality. So up to now, and you're banking on what, 2 real signings making the difference, or maybe being 1 year older.
Yeah,
we've shown no mentality that that squad can win the league.
Do you know
why? Wait, why?
Okay.
Because we've just won 1-0 away at Leeds, we definitely will.
Well, Ollie.
No, but that's what Ollie.
Why can't we this season?
Because we've shown all apart from good form. In terms of when we've actually...
This isn't good form anymore, Chaz. This ain't good
form
anymore.
It's a sustained period of
yeah, this winning. Is a solid amount. Like 9 out of 10 wins is no mean feat. That is serious.
That's not just good form.
But over City, the 2 teams, City have shown winning mentality more than Arsenal.
Yes,
because they've been in a better period over a longer period of time. Arsenal have been in the rut for 5, 6, 7, even 10 years. So, yes, of course, they've got a better winning mentality because they've been doing it for a longer period currently. We might be only getting to that winning period this season, and then you might see it for 5 years.
But then why do you stumble on the answer? Because you're telling me everything arguing that Arsenal can win the league. So you both might as well say Arsenal winning the league.
Chaz, no, wait, Chaz, let me get my point across then. I'm not going to be stumbling over anything. That's the thing. I'm just saying, especially after that Leeds game over the weekend, and I just feel like it sounds like I'm talking about intangibles here and stuff like that, like things that you can't really quantify, but luck's on your side a little bit is what it feels like the stars are aligning. It just feels like it's happening, and I just get do you know what it is? You will notice this, Ollie. It's every celebration after you win a game that full time hits. Arteta's celebrating that he knows something's on the horizon. It feels like there's something brewing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That you can see the team unity, the way they huddled, like after the first goal against Spurs. There's just something there that there's a spark. I can't explain it. And these players that you've seen grow and develop over time are just getting better and better and more decisive. They're maturing. Even the players that you didn't rate are actually proving people wrong. Everything seems to, as a collective, seems to be on point in the minute. And I may as well say, put it out there. I believe that Arsenal will be there till the very end. I don't want to go out on a limb and say they're going to win the league, but I think they have a solid chance of winning this league, and I think they'll be there.
Within 30 games, you think there will be?
Yes. I'm really confident in that as well. I'm really, really confident. It's just, but Ollie, it's always important, as well. Like from an outside perspective, sometimes you get because sometimes some fans are blinded, have their rose-tinted glasses on. From an outside fan's perspective, you can get more of a different kind of way of thinking to the way your fan base would think. And I understand, by the way, I get why Arsenal fans are hesitant, because in the past 20-odd years, all they've done realistically is let you down in these big, big moments for big trophies. So I completely get it. If it was United, I'd maybe the same. But because I don't have any bias towards Arsenal, I'm kind of looking at it from like an objective point of view as well. And I just see serious progression. Chaz, what did I say to you last season? Even though you bottled top 4, which we all knew, what we all witnessed, I still believe that even when you were losing and drawing, I still saw progress and signs. Because you
can see the style of play.
Yes, the identity.
Why don't you believe that? Why do you refusely believe that we won't do it?
Because I really honestly believe that you are watching these games, and yes, we are winning. We have one of the best starts in history.
Yeah.
But you're really misjudging how long a season is. Yeah, and really, I know you're going to say, yeah, that's what champions get, and that sort of thing. But you can't actually. You're now turning a bad performance into a good point for Arsenal.
Yes, you can. That's what you can do. Genuinely, you can do that.
But then you literally won't change your mind until we drop points.
Chaz, how many bad performances have you had? That was your first real bad performance of the season. Most of the time, you're outperforming teams. Even
United, we were outperforming United, and they got the luck on the day.
Yes, exactly. I even agree. I admitted that. I can't be biased or a fool.
But what I'm trying to say is, there's still you're looking in a prediction sort of way. There's still no evidence to say that Arsenal can do it.
No, there's no evidence at all. But I agree with Ollie. Definitely, if you strengthen, I think even you'd probably change your mind, Chaz. If you strengthen, then we can start talking. It depends how well you strengthen in January as well.
That's kind of what I'm meaning, is that we put ourselves in such a good position that we almost need to do that.
It's almost like, are you ever going to get this opportunity? Yeah,
exactly. I actually genuinely think about that. Like next season, Liverpool could be back.
Chelsea,
you could have Chelsea.
I agree with that. I agree that it's developed into that. I do agree with that. It's developed into possibly a chance to skip some steps.
Do you agree? It's like a now or never potentially.
Yeah. Because what I was about to say is, we've never had evidence that we're going to go now and spend 200 million or whatever, 100 million in January.
Look at the way we spent over the last.
No. But you're talking about strengthening just to win this league. In order to put a stamp point in your prediction for the league, we need to go strengthen this squad in January.
I agree with Chaz.
Yeah. So that's spending money.
I agree with you, Chaz.
Going to do. We've spent loads of money over the last two.
No, but the difference is
they've never done it. They've never done it how you're wanting them to do it.
No, but
we've never been in the right position to do it.
Yeah, but you could have said that. You could have said that we needed to do that for top 4.
I see your point, but I don't think.
If we strengthened last season, we could have got top 4 ahead of Tottenham. It's just because the expectations change.
I think Arsenal spending, though, what Ollie's talking about is different, because they were spending during a rebuild to try and rebuild the team, rather than spending whilst you're on top, basically.
Yeah, but there's also an element that we get to the January and Edu turns around and says that we don't need many signings because of the position we're in.
Well, you saw at the end of this transfer window, they started to tighten their pockets right at the end as well. They weren't going to budge unless you sold players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if now we didn't go and spend in January, would you then be disappointed? Because you're basing a lot off that.
Yeah, yes, I actually would. But I also think of it as in, they didn't ever expect to be in this position. I don't believe. Maybe they did. Maybe they had an internal expectation to be at the top of the league. We won't know that. But if you've put yourself in that much of a good footing, and you think, okay, well, if we spent 50, 60, 70, 80 million pounds and we win the Premier League with that money, then we'd be stupid not to do it. I don't think that position was ever in their foresight. So I don't think they can know. Until we get there, we won't understand.
Chaz, as much as I'm speaking in jest and putting a bit of pressure on Arsenal, regardless, it's due to be a successful season, because I think top 4 is now a given for Arsenal, yeah? So regardless, it's going to be a good season. Obviously, the point of this video is, can Arsenal go all the way, basically?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the progression.
But I was trying to banter a little bit. I don't want the point. I don't want the vision to be lost that if Arsenal don't win the league, it's not successful, obviously, because it is still massive progression. But
yeah, and that's half of the problem I've got with it, because game by game, we are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's a great problem to have, Chaz. That's a great problem. That's like you'll keep winning. You keep winning games.
Right.
It's a great problem, but then reality hits on Arsenal fans when it potentially comes crashing down. And we've spent months and months saying that we've got to now, are we going to win the league? The expectation has gone from top 4 title challenge to are we going to win it?
All right, Chaz, I'm going to give you a dilemma that if say you don't spend in January, I still firmly believe the statement I made like a few minutes ago that you're going to be in there to the very end. I can't give you a legitimate answer why. I just believe luck will be on your side and you're not going to get too many injuries. And I believe if you don't get too many injuries, you're going to be in and around there right till the very end. I really, really do believe that.
That is a key point. Injuries is a key point.
I know it is, Ollie, but I'm making a prediction that you're not going to get too many. And also, what about that argument about, in the Europa League, it's going to cause problems and things like that? So Arsenal have just completely wiped the group. They're already through in the group. And they've shown they can rotate, and it's not caused any issues yet.
Yeah, true. I think it's a waiting game. Charlie's right. I get your point. We are too early to judge, but we're not too early to make predictions.
No, that's the whole point.
I'm not saying you can't make the prediction.
No, yeah. Well, that's the point of the video, Chaz. I'm
not making my prediction is the opposite, but that's still my prediction, isn't it?
So, what is your prediction precisely, Chaz? Like, I just want to know exactly what you're thinking.
Well, we won't be. I don't think we'll be within 6 points or ahead.
Do you think you'll finish second, regardless of the point gap between you and City?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm looking at now where we could get second or third, and City will run away from that gap. There'll be a gap, whether it's 6 points or more than 6 points. I think I just don't think it will be all about can Arsenal catch City when we get to the last stage.
I believe we all know City can put strings of game like wins together. Yeah, we all know this now. In the past half a decade, they've done it. I believe they will do that, but I also believe Arsenal are going to be matching them a lot of the season, a lot of the way. I think Arsenal are going to effectively do what Liverpool have been doing for the last few seasons, where I really do.
That's what I'm again.
Obviously, first 10 games, that's proven right. 9 out of 10 wins is unbelievable. I don't want people. That's stupendous. That is ridiculous. I said top by the international break. Yeah, I didn't expect you to carry, especially after that blip against United, to go and win the next 4 games after that.
Do you know that's one of the main points that has changed my way of thinking with Arsenal? Like, it seems like every time adversity is against, whether it be during a game or the result of a game, we seem to react and we seem to change. Like that mentality has shifted.
The mentality's on point at the minute. It's on point
at the minute, yeah. And that's an element of a change in the mentality through whether it be Arteta or Edu or the others at the club, or whether we are just flying off confidence, or whether it's a mix of both, which I believe it is.
Ollie, do you agree that you're effectively the new Liverpool? You could be compared to that kind of Liverpool, like you're on the right track to be the next kind of Liverpool-esque team.
Yeah. If everything stays the same, yes, you can't disagree with that.
I think there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, hugely.
Especially just the energy.
It was a rebuild job. It's like even some of the style of play, like high intensity and stuff like that. It does look very similar.
I know, and Chaz would be the first to say if Arsenal had a Liverpool-esque window where they added Alisson, Van Dijk, and Fabinho, that would completely change your mind. That would like that style of window for Arsenal. They're that window away from being consistent challengers for the next 5 years. They're that.
Yeah, my worry with that is I think we already did that.
No.
I think that's what they think though. I think Jesus, Saliba, and potentially Zinchenko. I think maybe they're thinking Partey, but like spine-wise.
Yeah, they think they've got their spine.
I don't believe so. I think the difference is the Cronkies have always been a problem, similar to the Glazers, even FSG to a certain degree. All of them are just as culpable as each other. But I've noticed in the last few years that, especially Kroenke's son, Josh Kroenke, he's a lot closer to the manager of the squad than Stan is. And I can see that interaction. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs, but I can just see the interaction is a lot more clear, especially with Edu and Vinay. Everyone seems to be on the same page, and that's what I lauded Liverpool for with Klopp and Edwards and everyone. Like everyone seemed to be on the same page, and I feel like Arsenal are showing them signs. The squad, the manager, the staff are involved. The fans, even the fans are now. That's one thing that people need to take into account. There's a different. I've not gone since Arsenal have started this run of form, but the Emirates, the atmosphere has changed around the club, and I think that plays a big part. That the fans can really push your team through, especially in home games this season. I really do. I don't think you're going to lose many games at home. I don't think you'll lose more than one game at home this season.
I think you're right.
I don't think you're losing more than one game. I can see one game you losing this season at home.
Yeah, I think it might turn into a bit of a fortress, the Emirates, this season.
And that, again, tell me that's not a good point into how Arsenal can sustain this. Like, it's another, you're going to be collecting a lot of points.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. And I think that kind of ties up that segment on Arsenal as well.
Ollie, just before, what's your actual prediction? Like, because Chaz wanted to get a proper outright answer out of you, as in, will you be in and around, the title race towards the end of the season?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So I think we put ourselves on too good a footing to start with. You might say, yes, it's only 10 games, Chaz, but I mean, we've only got 28 left. So, like,
we only have 28 left.
Do the next 10.
This is the problem.
Then do the next 8.
Chaz, we've got the clip. We've got the clip. That's all I wanted.
It's literally like saying if we match them, we'll win the league currently.
There's no reason why we should. Look, City haven't been as.
What was that? There's no reason why we shouldn't win the league.
Go on. Yeah. I love
There's
this.
No reason why we shouldn't be matching them as it stands right now.
Match.
Chaz.
Come on, move on.
No, I believe in Arsenal. I actually believe in Arsenal.
You couldn't make your prediction. I'm not slandering for you.
You're slandering my prediction.
No, I'm not slandering the predictions. I just think I'm slandering your thought process of how quick and the length of the season, and that's what gives me my prediction.
I'm like.
I still don't think we'll win it. By the way,
you think you'll win it?
Predicting that.
I don't think he doesn't think it.
Well, I think
you're going to play. You're going to play with me. Then we're going to get 30 games. We're going to be within 6, and then I'll be like, finally, we're going to win the league. And you go, oh, I didn't actually think it was going to happen anyway.
I think Arsenal have a 40% chance of winning the league.
I think 30.
I think 40%. 40% chance.
That seems like 5. If that.
Chaz, back your boys. Back your boys.
Oh, I hope we win the league. And then you'll see all the gloating. I don't care what I said.
Ollie, I can't wait to go back. Do you remember when he had like a 5-game mini crisis when they lost to United, and he was saying about how, we're going to bottle it, everything's tumbling down and things like that.
I'll tell you one thing. Hold on. If Gods weren't on our side on Saturday, I was going to see a whole different thing from you, because that was no, don't go that. If they had took them chances in the second half, for once we were the ones that got dominated. By the way, we got
for 45 minutes. For 45 minutes in his eyes.
No, we wasn't great in the first half either.
I agree. You were okay in the first half, but Leeds absolutely they battered you in the second half. They absolutely battered
and we sustained that pressure and still came away with the win. I don't know what your argument is.
Thanks to VAR and a penalty miss. Okay.
Sometimes you need a bit of luck. Everyone does it.
City's had it for years. You've had that bit of like 2 games in a row now, the Liverpool and the Leeds game. I'm not saying the Liverpool game you didn't play well, but obviously VAR helped you out. All right, well that's interesting. I just wanted to get this off my chest.
One good thing is we don't have to play this week, so we don't have to play.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Europa League game.
Yeah, it's going to be a running theme on our Twitter throughout the season. I've been teasing people with Arsenal's little title challenge and that. And I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on going.
And then the funny thing is, I know he's going to say that his prediction was wrong, yeah. But deep down in his head, he's going to be laughing if it all comes tumbling down. He's going to be pissing himself.
Oh, mate,
I'm rubbing his hands like I got all of them. I got all of them to say.
No, I'm begging it comes tumbling down. I'm absolutely begging this year. Do you know what it says it all? I'd rather City win the league than Arsenal. So I'm not gonna lie.
You probably won't show your face again on here, will you? Oh, actually, I'll just give you the channel. Fallen Giant.
Oh yeah, just leave it to me, and fucking spin off as well.
Did you see how much hate there was from Gary Neville on the weekend for Arsenal? It was actually a little bit embarrassing. He was going. Arsenal are going to drop down like beyond fifth and come down to sort of around where United were.
No, he didn't. Say
he did. He said they'll drop down to probably where like United, Chelsea, Spurs are right now. Between United, Chelsea, and Spurs, they're between fifth and third.
I don't even know what to. That's what I don't respect. How people can't change their minds and like they have to be so stubborn to the very end until they really look like a fool.
It's complete stubbornness.
Do you know what I love though? Rival fans can't accept Arsenal are doing this well, so they're in denial. They're like, the fall-off's going to happen. The fall-off's going to happen. I guarantee it will happen. Yeah, and Arsenal fans are obviously shit scared of committing to saying anything outrageous.
Yeah,
we're in a really awkward position right now where we don't know what. Like, we're just going game by game now, and as long as you keep on winning. I mean, it's gonna get tasty. It's gonna get mad. Honestly,
it is too early. Like Chaz is right.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: we will be winning the next two games. We should be.
Hold on, Ollie. I don't believe it's too early. I see the vision. I see the Arsenal team. You're not as confident in Arsenal as I am. That just says it all. Yeah, I'm confident. I don't need to worry about. Oh, we could slip up here and there. I know when you'll slip up, and I know when you'll win. Trust me.